Hey everybody, this is Hannes from Lander Defense, and I wanted to take a moment and talk to you guys about our gun school project a little bit, to answer several questions I've had in terms of what our training's like and what our method is and how we're different. One of the key things you're going to find with us is that I'm of the opinion that it takes practice and repetition to get good, and I don't think I'm very revolutionary in that thought. In fact, I would hope pretty much everybody's told you that at this point. One of the problems I have with firearms training in general, and I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying it's just the way it's done right now, is that people tend to go to a class periodically. Say you'll take a concealed carry class or a tactical rifle or whatever it is that's offered. You'll go take that class, you'll go home, you practice it a little bit, go out to the range, do some shooting, whatever, and you'll get your practice in, you'll get your repetitions in against a static set of targets in a non-threatening environment. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that's a bad thing. In fact, I think that's probably pretty valuable stuff. But I don't believe that that is really fight training, as it were. Even if you take a force-on-force class, so you go to one of these places that has simunitions guns, airsoft guns, or whatever, and you take some class and you go through maybe a shoot house or you do scenario work or whatever that is, it's nice because it inoculates you against the stress, but it's just a short little flash in the pan. It's like trying to heat your house with a firecracker. What we're trying to do with Lander Defense is try and make this a regular practice thing. So rather than offer, say, a 6-hour class on, let's just say force on force, for example, because we do that. Although we will offer classes if someone wants to go that route if they're not local to our area. But for the most part, we try to do that stuff 3 times a month, sort of like martial arts practice. Same kind of theory goes that if you, let's say you go out and take a 6-hour intensive class on jiu-jitsu, it does not mean that you can do jiu-jitsu or whatever, or knitting. I don't really care. Point is, a short class, even a pretty thorough class, is not the same thing as a skill set. It's largely academic. So what we want to do is make that part of your everyday life, make it an ingrained part of your lifestyle, because if you are a self-defender, if you're into self-protection and protecting other people, it needs to be a regular thing that you do. And so we have tried to create an environment where that can be done. You show up, classes don't cost very much. In fact, if you sign up for our membership stuff, classes can be as cheap as $15 a session. That's for 2 hours of training. Yeah, that's dirt cheap. I'm giving it away. But we create an environment where you can get the practice that you need to really get not just proficient, but good. That you can take this beyond an academic understanding, that it becomes ingrained in your reflexes. So I think that's a big thing with us, and that's why I'm so fired up about this project and why I'm so enthusiastic. And everybody who knows me personally, that's all I ever talk about really is this project. And the other nice thing about it is that we create an environment, because we're training regularly. It's like being in a martial arts school. It's almost a family environment. There are people you train with that you trust with your life. I mean, you just do, because, when you're doing, say, force-on-force stuff, there is a potential, if people don't know what they're doing, if people are careless, for injury. I mean, it is martial arts. There's no denying that. People get hurt sometimes in martial arts. And when you train with people like that, they're good, you've put your well-being in their hands, and they have not let you down. Super important, I think, to create that sense of community. And the beautiful thing about that community is when we get together, it's nice to be in a room full of people that you don't have to explain yourself to. You don't have to say, this is why I carry a gun. You don't have to answer questions. Why, well, do you think you're really going to be able to defend yourself? You don't have to have that conversation that you have with regular folks. And, they're trying to understand, I suppose, and God bless them, but a lot of people don't get it. So if you get it, then it's nice to be around people who do. So if you're one of those people who gets it, if you believe that you want to know how to defend yourself, if you believe that you're capable of learning it, then I think you ought to come down and play. That's really what it is. It's play. I was at a seminar with Rory Miller this summer over in Idaho, and he made a really good point, and that is that human beings learn through play. And this isn't unique. In fact, what's funny about it is that every animal out there learns through play. That's how kittens learn to hunt and fight, and dogs learn how to hunt and fight. And every animal in the world plays, whether they're prey animals that run and chase each other around the field, or they're predatory animals that hunt and they pounce and they fight and they do all these things in play. Human beings are no different. We learn through play. And we're, I think, one of the only species, I think we are the only species on this planet that thinks that we can lock our kids in a room in a sterile environment where they're not allowed to have any fun and teach them things. You know, I'm not a fan of that, but when it comes to learning firearm stuff, it's no different. If you have got your concealed carry permit stuff and you've taken the standard NRA curriculum, your instructor did what he could to make it interesting, but it's pretty dry. And I don't want to be that, you know. When I'm in a class, I don't want to be bored. I want to have fun. I want to be challenged and excited, and I want to go out and do things physically and really get to it. And so when I'm running a session, you know, running a practice session or teaching a class, I try to put myself in your shoes and say, you know, if I was that person in this class and I didn't really know the material, what would keep me interested? What would I want this class to be? So that's kind of what's behind that. Anyway, these are a lot of ramblings. I'm out on a walk right now. You know, as you can see, it's a beautiful day out, and I thought I'd just stick my my little camera thing on a fence post here and brain dump all the things that are in my head. So thanks for watching the video, and come get in touch with us if you want to come play. All right? See you around.